with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel in these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing now. It's plain to see. The morning team is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the morning steam here for a Sunday, September 1st. It's time to call up the reserves here. Well, at least a couple of them anyway in Major League Baseball. Call up a couple of players. Used to be you'd bring a dozen players up come September 1st, but just get a couple of call-ups today, and you better make them good ones. We're set for the stretch drive in Major League Baseball here this season. Let's see who's going to go all the way and get to the playoffs anyway and take it from there. I'm watching action here just underway. Formula One, a Grand Prix of Italian Grand Prix, and also let me just straighten myself up here. There we go. Also, English Premier League action underway. Newcastle has a goal already this morning against Tottenham in a real toss-up of a match. And also Chelsea has scored against Crystal Palace already. Just they're a little bit further along the way, I believe. And one other big game coming up. How about it? Liverpool and Manchester United. I got to like Liverpool in that one. I know they're favorite. I'll lay the half a goal today and take the over. It is a set 3.5. You might be able to get a good number on 3.25 if you want to play the Asian handicap, and it's going to be a good one. One of the best games, I would think, there with Liverpool and Man U. I want to say hello to some folks coming in today here and joining me on the show, including Dre here today, coming off a big 5-0 day. Hope everyone had a pretty good day. What a day yesterday in college football. Really interesting results, certainly. Saw some things we expected, maybe things we didn't as well. And did those big games come through for you, or did they disappoint? Curtis is here today. Blake is here. Hey, you like this video? Subscribe to our channel. Free picks here. Tony'sPicks.com. Thomas, I'm sure everyone is liking the video. Unsubscribing. We know Thomas is just talking into his phone there. Yeah, subscribe to our channel. Great videos here. I got a WNBA video up already if you want to get rolling with some picks. Fernando here today. Big 5-game card in the WNBA. We got Major League Baseball, and we'll talk about the one big college football game coming up here today, tonight anyway, with USC and LSU. It's right here in Las Vegas. Hey, I'm not doing anything tonight. If you're here in Vegas, why not pick up Ramon, take him to the game, or I'll just watch it on TV and eat some pizza. That might be more fun. And let's see who else. Doubles is here today. Hello, Doubles. Thank you for stopping by. Great to see you. And Lewis Eisenhower here as well. And Lando is here saying hello to the Steamers. And Fernando as well. Vegramento's here. Today rooting for our A's. And Frankie Diamond, good morning as well. We'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who did well on Saturday. And I would think mostly college football. Might have been some other action in there from Major League Baseball. And, hey, we had Stephen Duncan yesterday, and he was on top of the handicapper leaderboards again. So strong day for Stephen. Let's go over and take a look at the numbers here. with Stephen Duncan. There he is, public enemy there. James Avery, good morning. Stephen Duncan there with a record of 13-8. Heavy volume there yesterday. Nick Lagaretto 6-1. CJ Sturgeon 5-1. Ben Ruhala 3-1. George Gonzalez, hey, we brought him some good karma yesterday. He goes 80% yesterday. Tiffany Mance, Jerry Lewis 3-0. EPA Sports going 4-4 there yesterday. Brandon Chat goes 2-0. Kevin Thomas 4-2. Good day for the handicappers here. Hollywood Sam 3-1. Chris Adkins, new to the site, not new to the game. He goes 1-0. Ruben Marlboro 3-2. David Racy 5-4 yesterday for the last 7 days. Stephen Duncan on top, 12 2/3 units of profit. He's hottest handicapper right now, or last 7 days. Tiffany Mance, maybe hotter, 16-3, just not quite as many units there, but incredible record there for the last 7 days. David Racy there, over 70%. Jerry Lewis also really hot there, 80% right now. And CJ Sturgeon also largely profitable over the last 7 days. Daniel Velocichuk here, leader in the last month, up nearly 11 units. David Racy up 10.25 units. Rod Zawacki, he's up 9 1/3 units this month. Well, actually, just for the last 10 days or so here now on the site. Ron Hahn up 8 units profit. Nick Lagaretto's up 7 units of profit. You can use the promo code TonyT at checkout, save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine here on Sunday in Major League Baseball. I got a 3-pack up right now for $30 over at Tony'sPicks.com for the afternoon action. I'm really focused in on those 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock games involving West Coast teams. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com to get my best plays. I might have a few more, but now we're in September. Got to be selective here, certainly, with things will get a little bit loose. One thing I will say about September, sometimes the favorites start to crush a little bit in there. Yeah, we're still looking for dogs here, but some teams putting away other teams. You get a chance to play a weaker team. You got to make sure you get those wins. So we'll see how it goes here over the next month and who's going to get these playoff spots, man. On a Sunday like today, this will be the last Sunday for Major League Baseball to really take the spotlight. And after that, it'll be just those couple of games you might keep an eye on while the football's going on, with all due respect. All right, let's see who else we got today joining us in the chat. We got, there's George. Good day, George. Good picks yesterday too. I think we had a pretty good show yesterday. A lot of good picks here on the show yesterday. Going over, hey, how about our Rebels? Great performance there in Houston. Man, they look good. And my San Diego State Aztecs finally managed to pull away from Texas A&M Commerce. It was 6-3 at halftime, and they ended up pulling away. They didn't cover the spread, though, for the most part. We're going to get ready to roll here with our picks today. We'll start with the college football game. We'll go into Major League Baseball and then go to the WNBA. So we'll hopefully spend 90 minutes together here today. And like I said, come next week, we'll know what our focus is going to be on. Certainly, I don't like having a week off right after some great college football yesterday. It feels like we want to get right back on the horse and get ready. Take a look at those scores right now. Look at that in France. Lens and Monaco. No score, 17 minutes into the first. I see it. And Darren here as well, Vagramento. And how about that bizarre story out of San Francisco yesterday with their first-round draft choice being shot in a tussle, a fight, if you will, a robbery attempt of a Rolex. And their top pick ends up in the hospital with a gunshot wound, and we don't like to see that. We just saw that with Washington a couple years ago, right? So, that really hopefully we get things turned around there in San Francisco. Let's not make any California jokes here today. But, all right, let's just get rolling with the show. I want to get ready for a fun day here. Dre says fantasy draft day. Yeah, a lot of people. Today is the day, right? Pretty much, because you figure last weekend day, or we going to work or whatever. So everybody's gonna be crowding around today, barbecue. We get those stickers out, if you will. Let's get some steam to roll this show going here. The Miami Marlins will take on San Francisco today. We'll preview it here in just a little bit, but the sevens they're steaming the over here right now with McCann going, a rookie here. There you go, first time, September 1st. So you got McCann here going up against Webb, and they're steaming the over here. So the sevens that were up there pretty much turning into 7.5 unders right now at some of the sharp books at this point. Miami and San Francisco, one of those afternoon games we talked about, and we'll preview them here in just a moment. Let's get rolling with the show, and we'll talk about the football game here tonight with LSU and USC right here at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Oh, man, just about 3 miles from where I'm at right now. It'll be a fun game in this one. We'll see. LSU brought in 30,000 fans here. Talk that maybe the Trojans, hey, they've got a great base and they can send a bunch of people out here too. But the Tigers will be well represented. They've already been well represented around town here this week. And, well, really, when you look at the coaching, you have one coach that, well, what do you say? Kelly covers the spread quite a bit, and Riley not so much. So that's not where we draw the line necessarily. But with Kelly, 15-11 against the spread so far with LSU. They're laying some points sometimes against some of those teams. Veteran offensive line certainly returning. They definitely lost my man, Jaden Daniels, but Nussmeier, he definitely has experience. Didn't really get too much action last year, but enough action in relief of Daniels. And he, of course, was the MVP of the bowl game. Don't forget that 35-31 win. So I think LSU has one of the better, quarterbacks, even if he's not superstar status. Definitely one of the most experienced quarterbacks. He had experience before Daniels too. So for Nussmeier, I think will feel comfortable here. Kelly also 35. Let me see here. Let me make sure I get these numbers right. On Kelly, 7-3 against the spread in non-conference games, and for the Trojans and Lincoln Riley, they are 1-10 against the spread on neutral fields. Also 8-17-1. Let's see. 1-10 against the spread on neutral fields. Non-conference games, Riley's been better, 15-10 against the spread. So for this game, I'm going to end up. Oh man, let me fix that graphic here. That's just ugly. There we go. 4.5 and 63. Let me make sure that actually I put this one in there last night. So up to 64.5 I see here. Makes perfect sense. I'm going to go, let me make sure here. I am going to go over in this one as my play here today. Wow, that's a pretty big number. But I don't know. A lot of people have a lot of faith in Lincoln Riley. I do too. But I'm still going to favor the other conferences over the Pac teams right now. We talked about it last night. Now, I'm not going to get down on the Bruins necessarily. George and I talked about that game with Hawaii, but what an ugly spot it was really there, and Hawaii almost nipped them there yesterday. So I'm going to just go with the over here in this one. 4.5, yeah, I'd like to get it down a little bit. I don't know if I want to lay that many against this SC team, but I want to have big hopes for SC, but we'll see. Let's get one in the books, man. I just have a feeling, though, that at least LSU gets this win. I won't call it against the spread here on the show. I think I'm going to go on premium, but I'm going to go over here, 64.5 today with LSU and SC. I think LSU has the more experienced offensive line. Certainly, USC returns 9 on defense, but LSU just more balanced. They returned 12 starters overall. SC, I think maybe 14 starters overall, more on defense, certainly. But you don't worry about that at LSU. You just reload here. And how will these? I'm worried about these West Coast teams moving forward. I mean, look at now Oregon. I know they played Idaho, but you can't beat Idaho by 10 points. I mean, you just can't have this. I mean, or all of a sudden red flag Oregon for sure. I mean, it was red flag Oregon in the first quarter. It felt like yesterday. I mean, I was like, what's the old saying? Do we think they're good? Is what it felt like for me anyway in that first part of the game against Idaho. So just all kinds of red flags of the West Coast teams. And I said, when all the, merger, I don't know about merge because we already knew they were merging the leagues and realigning and everything with the disbanding of the PAC conference. But it just felt like to me, I was touting that I thought the West Coast teams would kind of exceed expectations of the doubters, but now I'm scratching my head and wondering if that isn't going to be the case, and maybe I am on an island here. So, okay, let's see here. LSU for Darren, and Doubles says he'll take the points with SC. Public Enemy is going to grab the points. Frankie Diamond is going to grab the points. Thomas, I think, likes my Cowboys shirt. I wish we were playing it. I kind of put it on because I think get ready for college, getting ready for NFL is what I was hoping. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Terrell talking maybe here about a USC, just 5 returning starters on offense, and he wants to pounce on LSU. Wonder where this line's headed, actually, because we've already seen it. LSU opened as high as a 6-point favorite, I think, in the offseason, maybe even some 6.5s. If I remember correctly. I mean, this one's been on the board for kind of a long time. Did see some line moves yesterday too. I believe Texas moved from 3.5 to 5.5 against Michigan. We'll talk about those in the week, I guess, here. But definitely the move on SC over the months here, maybe more so even here towards as we got closer to the game. And the total actually opened at some places. Well, I think 64.5. I mean, you look at that move from 63 to 64.5, but this one's kind of been all over the place. It's been as low as 62.5. It's been as high as 66.5 on some of the long-term openers. So I'm going to go over here in this one. Anybody else want to play, right? Thomas is saying they're in the wrong conference, right? It does feel weird here, and you also got to wonder now, maybe one thing that I did say, and maybe this will be the case, I said, well, I think Stanford and Cal could actually have some modest success in the ACC, maybe because the ACC is, a little shaky. I think we saw that up and down yesterday with the games. So maybe it'll be Stanford and Cal. That'll kind of be the surprise teams that can pick up some wins in there that maybe they weren't expected to get. Yesterday, Stanford looked okay, certainly. Solo here today, and he likes LSU. And Daniel also going to take LSU on the money line here. And who else? Oh, Daniel, I like I like this. I mean, I know he's upset, but I like all these emojis here. Make sure they're all clean. I don't think there are dirty emojis, right? But he's a little upset. He's got orange face there. All right. Oh, pardon me, guys. This computer is really blowing up over here. I hope that's not coming across too loud there. I do need this computer on, so hopefully it's not too irritating. Maybe I need to upgrade. Upgrade! All right, that's it for college football today. Thanks, everyone, for chiming in. Looks like you guys are done with your picks as well. So let's go over here to the Major League Baseball card today and get rolling with our previews here. We'll try to go quickly through these, but I'm going to start off here with the Brewers going up against the Reds. We're going to look at them all today, no matter what, with with our card here, despite the some of these teams being well out of it. We've done pretty well here with the Brewers, but you got Myers here. I'm thinking this one might be a little bit interesting. Myers has a 5.5 ERA over his last 3 starts. The Brewers are just 3-6 with Myers. going. They've won 13 of their last 17 games as they continue to roll right now. With Williamson in there for the Reds, this will be mostly a bullpen game here at this point. They've lost 11 of their last 16 games overall right now, but I kind of want to grab them here at this point, maybe play a little bit of spoiler here. I don't know. Give me the under. I'll just take the under here in this one. These teams are going over here, but I think here if it's at 9 over, I'm just going to grab the under on a Sunday here. 9. Yeah, mostly 9 overs at this point. So my play is going to be on the under. I kind of want to get on the Reds. I don't know if I want to do it publicly, but maybe, just maybe, a little bit of spoiler action for me today. I'll grab the under here as my play. However, on the morning steam, give me your plays in this one. Milwaukee, Frankie says go under. Dre's going to lean the Reds here as well. Law Dog here today. It's the law, and he takes the over. Lando's on the Brewers, doubles on Milwaukee here. Darren going Brewers and under. Thomas is on the Brewers. Brewers starting to feel a little bit consensus here, but here's an under for Blake and Public Enemy also liking the under. So you guys do like the under with me. I'm surprised because, obviously we're playing in Cincinnati. These teams are definitely going over here of late, but I'm going to go under in this one. Fernando under in the first 5 here. All right. Thanks for the comments, everybody. And next up, it's the Cubs taking on the Nationals here with Wicks going for the Cubs. You got Parker. Mitch Parker's been a nice revelation here for the Nationals. 1.9 ERA in his last 4 home starts. Washington just 5-7 with Parker on the mound. Nationals have gone under in 12 of their last 16 games. The Cubs are red hot right now, obviously. We had them yesterday, and they've won 8 of their last 9 games here right now. They've gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall. But Wicks here, we haven't really seen him since. Oh man, I might have to get out the calendar in this one. Wicks's last start was June 14th. So get him back here in this one. I think that might make it a little bit difficult. Parker has been so good here of late. Really looks good. I said I liked him early on as he was getting rolling here. Liked his first couple of starts. Washington just 5-7 with Parker on the mound, but I'm going to grab the Nats here in this one today against the Cubs. The Cubs are hot, no doubt about it, but bringing in a pitcher here with Wicks, making his first start against the National. Parker hasn't faced the Cubs either, but I'm going to grab the Nats here in this one. Let's see what you guys want to do here. And we've got Darren going with the Cubs here. Doubles. We haven't seen doubles since he gave up on the Cubs, and he doesn't think they'll get the wild card spot. And yeah, it does seem like they're just going to be short here. We take a big, big push here. Vegramento is going on the Cubs in this one. And Dre's on the over here. And Law Dog, Nationals, first 5. All right.
Final.
Next up, the Cardinals and Miles Mikolas on the mound, taking on the Yankees. And Nestor Cortez. All right. Well, let's see here. Let me catch up. For Nestor, all of a sudden, he's back to, I don't know if he's back to being Nestor, but he's back to being something good. 0.44 ERA and a 3-0 record in his last 3 starts. The Yankees are 4-1 in his last 5 starts. Have gone over in 6 of his last 8 starts. Yankees have gone over in 10 of their last 13 games at home. For Mikolas, he has an ERA of 6 over his last 6 starts and an 0-2 record. The Cardinals are 5-2 with Mikolas on the road. They've won 7 of their last 11 games coming into this one, but Cortez is just looking sharp. Mikolas, not so much. I'm going to take the Yankees on the run line, and this one is my play here on the morning steam. Kind of thought about maybe making a premium out of this one, but maybe I was just not quite sure of the total. The widely reported steam did come in on the over. Right now, that 9 on the screen is maybe a little bit stale, but a couple of books are still willing to hang on to a juiced up 9 at this point. It does feel like it's 9.5, maybe juiced to the under a little bit, but Bet Online has it 9.5 flat. And most of them are juiced to the under here a little bit, but one popular offshore book is still trying to hang on to that 9, and they barely juiced it up to the over. So let's see what you guys have here in this one right now with the Cardinals and the Yankees. See what you got in the chat, and we'll take a look first with I think Frankie here might. Oh no, let me go back to Law Dog here. He's got Nationals first 5 on the money line. Darren might be on the under here. Frankie's, and he'll get a better number than that. Frankie's on the under. Daniel is on the under here. Here's Thomas. He's going to be on the Yankees on the run line. Fernando here. It's a lean for Fernando. Vegramento says New York run line with me here. And Daniel says give him the under 9.5 as well for 5 dimes. For 5 dimes.com.eu. Whatever. Let's see here. Public Enemy will lay 2.5 in this one. Law Dog's got a prop with Judge to go deep. And Blake says he'll take the under. All right. Next up, Red Sox and Criswell going to be a road favorite here against the Tigers. And Bo Brieski, I believe, will get the call, and probably bullpen game here, certainly for the Tigers in this one. For the Tigers here, they've won 14 of their last 19 games overall, and the Red Sox have lost 7 of their last 10. Criswell, a 3 ERA in his last 4 starts. He went under in all 4 of those starts. Tigers have gone under in 9 of their last 10 games here at home, and that's where I was headed. I love this number here a little bit, and I don't know. I wasn't sure about the side, so I'm giving out the under here as my play, 9.5 with Criswell and the Tigers. They'll get into that bullpen certainly a little bit, but I don't know. They've been going under at home for sure and winning. Offense has been decent, so they've had some decent pitching here of late. Let's take a look at what you guys are doing in the chat here with this one, if anything. You got Red Sox money line here for Frankie. That might be it in this one. That might be it for you guys with this game here. And that's kind of the way I felt about it too. I wasn't basically basing it on with Brieski in there. In fact, I don't know if some of the books I think don't even have this line up yet. Well, most of them do now. So let me make sure that Red Sox, maybe they're pretty much $1.20 here at this point. We've got a few more plays coming in here. Let's see, I've got hello to Ray Otachi as well. We got Rich here on the money line. You got Dre on the Yankees here. Doubles on the under. Ray will go under here with me. The Law Dog likes the Red Sox. Public Enemy's got a Nerfie. And we're back to our baseball mode. Not many people were firing with Nerfies yesterday. You forgot Criswell, 5 for 15. That's not very good. And I don't have much on Brieski there. And that's Terrell's least interesting game on the board. Law Dog likes the Red Sox. 9 legacy here. Let's see. I think he's saying take Yankees run line, pair it up with the Red Sox. All right. Let's bring on now our guest analyst for today's show. It'll be Stephen Duncan. Today, let me bring up Stephen and say hello. And there he is, representing the Hartford Whale. Representing the Whale.
Yeah, there's been rumors that they're going to go back to Hartford eventually. That would be freaking awesome.
That would be. I just remember, for me, it goes back to the days of the beginnings. I'm so old. I can remember watching ESPN wouldn't even come on until 6 o'clock at night. You have to wait for it. You have to like wait for the ESPN to come on. And when you're a kid, you're like sitting there at the TV, like, come on, ESPN, come on. And then they didn't have great sports on back then, but they did have a NHL coverage, but really it was just the Hartford Whalers. It was Hartford against, and usually it was like Hartford against Boston, and then maybe another game, maybe another Hartford game in a couple weeks. But all right, brother, we're going to continue on here. Let's see if we got anything else from the crew. I think everybody's good catching up here. Let's go right into our next game here and brought you on to cover me here with the Padres and Dylan Cease here going up against Ryan Pepio. Man, it seems like I hope Cease isn't running out of gas here, Steven. It feels like maybe when he came out of the All-Star break and was so hot, because he hasn't looked as great here. He's still Dylan Cease. I'm sure he could have a great start, but Padres have been run into a little bit here against the Rays this weekend.
Yeah, the thing is, I gotta expect a bounce back from Cease. Tampa's not very good against righties either, so. But I think with that in mind, because Pepio has been dealing pretty good as well as of late, I think I'm going to lean to the under on this one. Where do we have it? I just got to find it here. Oh, it's a 7 though, eh?
Yeah, in fact, I'm sorry about that. The widely reported steam is on the under here. That came through just a short time ago. We were already on the air when that one popped in, but they have moved on the under here. It was just a couple of minutes before we went on the air that they hit that under. In fact, if you look right now across the board, I mean, I'm showing some of the books right now, even at 6.5, heavily juiced to the over. So in fact, this number has got to be updated at least to 7 under 20, because there's some books that have already moved to 6.5 here today.
Yeah, 7's a little light. I should have expected it though, the way it's because I'm gonna say that San Diego got spanked yesterday by Tampa, so this is a revenge game. I think Cease bounces back. I'll take San Diego on the money line.
Okay, and I am actually going to go with the over now, and I'll grade myself at 7, but Cease's numbers do alarm me at this point. 6.43 ERA in his last 4 starts. He's gone over in 5 of his last 6. He's gotten plenty of run support. 7-2 are the Padres over his last 9 starts. You mentioned Pepio, good numbers, 3.10 ERA over his last 5 starts, and the Rays are 4-1 with Pepio on the mound. I'm going to grab the over. Padres have gone over in 8 of their last 12 games. Rays have gone over in the last 3. We've seen some double-digit runs produced by some of the teams here in the series. Let's take a look. I think it's going to be Padres, though, in the chat here, and I guess I'm just feeling a little bit concerned. It's going to be Thomas with the Padres on the money line here. Frankie's on the Padres. Doubles as a premium in this game. Fernando will take that over 6.5. Orlando says the money's coming in on the Rays. Thomas Lewis going over here. Vegramento says Padres to crush today. Chris Atkins is here today with the Padres. Dre likes the Padres. It feels like a consensus play, and Thomas says it is written and so it shall be done, as Thomas likes to say. Padres consensus play, crossing my fingers, hope so. I'll probably bet them now because of the consensus here. And Fernando likes the Rays, and Darren says the Padres they owe everybody. They aren't seem to get in those sweeps necessarily like they were when they were surging their way into the playoff picture here, but I'm not throwing in the towel or anything. I'm still pretty fired up. All right, next up, the Pirates and Keller here on the road going up against the Guardians, and the Guardians are going to be a favorite here in this one, $1.45, and the total here is 8. I whiffed on this matchup yesterday for sure.
Did you have? What happened yesterday in this? I got to refresh.
It was Pirates and under.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I put that. Was that one of my losses in my premium? It could be. But
You didn't have many
really
losses, brother. Let me also congratulate you on another fine day. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. It's Keller has not been himself last little while. And I don't really know much about Cobb, to tell you the honest truth, but I do know that the Pirates bats, as we saw yesterday, are probably the best they've been all year. And the Guardians, if Keller's in the same form he has been, I think this 8 is light. I look at the over on this one.
Okay. Widely reported steam did come in on the under, so that's going to give you a nice price here with that 8 for sure. We're looking right now, and mostly 8s. It's even juiced. I'm going to just call it 8 flat still. Some of the books are juicing the over, some are juicing the under. So for Cobb, this is Alex. You know who it maybe just caught you by surprise because he's on Cleveland now, but this is Alex Cobb, the veteran.
Oh, right. Alex Cobb. What am I thinking?
Yeah, the veteran. He's made two starts so far with Cleveland, a 5.2 ERA.
Brain fart. Yeah, right. He got traded.
No, I knew you knew, but it looks a little, you're not used to it. So Cleveland's lost 10 of their last 15. They've gone over in 13 of their last 19 overall. Pirates have lost 5 of their last 7 games coming into this one. So we know Keller has been good, but lately not so much. An 8.1 ERA in his last 4 starts here in this one. Pirates have gone over in 8 of their last 11 ball games. So just really frustrated there yesterday with this matchup, but I don't know. For me, I'm probably just going to stick with the Guardians here to get it done. Again, these are the ones they've got to win right now. I'm going to take them as a favorite here at $1.45. They better beat the Pirates here. Note the time change. This one was originally scheduled for 2:40 Eastern, 11:40 Pacific, but now it'll be at 1:40 Eastern and 10:40 Pacific. All right. Oh, well, let me get the chat in here. That's what we're not. Frankie on Cleveland, Thomas on Cleveland, Dre on the over. Here is Vegramento on Cleveland. The Pirates first 5 for Darren and under in the game. Also, Pirates first 5 for Fernando. Double's going to go with me on Cleveland here. It does feel like an okay price for Cleveland, actually. Look, the Pirates are really know how subpar they actually are, but they got it done yesterday. I probably would be on a premium at any cheaper price than this. $1.40 at Bet Online right now. All right. Thanks, gang. Great picks here in the chat. Thomas is ready. He can see the playoffs. They got to just start winning some of these games here. Law Dog likes Cleveland as well. Next up, the Blue Jays taking on the Twins. The Blue Jays, they got a couple of touchdowns in the first quarter, and we're off to the races there yesterday with the win.
I didn't bet it for you, and they won.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw he said that.
I tell you, I don't know what it is. I'll bet you I hit 20% of the time on the Jays if I bet them. I usually fade them every single time. I don't know what it is. Yeah, you got her good. Got her good. They beat the crap out of them yesterday. This is going to be interesting because Rodriguez. I mean, he's a good pitcher, but he's kind of faltered a little bit as of late. He's a young arm, right? It's going to take. I think he's going to be very, very good, but they've been on him. And his last start was not very good, but overall he's had a really good year. I got to go with Minnesota on this one though. After that big thrashing, they're going to be coming back fierce here. I'll take Minnesota.
All right, Stephen will take the Twins to get this
Was it
one.
minus 185?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's gone down a little. The widely reported steam did come in on Toronto here, and the under in this one. Maybe that's lowered the price a little bit, but that actually might be the price after the steam rolled in. It's down to $1.75 ish at a few books, but I don't know if that's significant enough to change.
I didn't think they're going to be that big of favorites here. That's a little much. The value is probably on Toronto plus 169. I mean, that's you're not going to get me. I'll say Minnesota probably wins this game, but I'm not betting it at minus 185.
Okay, I might give a look to the Blue Jays, but I won't give it out on the show. I'd probably rather add a little handicap there. But I do like that steam to the under, and you can still get it at 8.5 here, just slightly juiced to the under at this point. But Rodriguez has some weak numbers here of his last couple of starts, but Toronto's still under in 7 of their last 9. Minnesota's gone under in 6 of their last 9 at home, and over still pretty consistent, 3.86 ERA in his last 7 starts, 4-1 record. Minnesota 5-2 in those 7 starts. So I'm going to grab the under here with Toronto and Minnesota. I'm going to show you the picks in just a minute, and this is just we already talked about the Guardians, but I just wanted to shout out Terrell, who has Albert Joey Bell to come back and suit up here as a September call-up. He's only 54 years old, but he does happen to hit a home run today, and I would imagine he'll hit a grand slam, Albert Bell. Here come the picks with Twins on the over, doubles on the over in we're up to Toronto, Minnesota game here. Oh, Joey Bell. Dre on the over, Vegramentos on the Twins, Public Enemy on the Twins, Legacy on the Twins. Rich Stubbs says Toronto run line on the over, Fernando under, and Law Dog likes Blue Jays run line. Michaels take him on the money line. Vegramento, let's see. And did it end up 15-0? I think I even lost track after all those football games. I just marked it a win and moved on. So they got 15, huh?
Wow.
All right, that big series continues here between the Royals and the Astros. Astros here about $1.69 under 20. We had it right yesterday, Stephen. You had the Astros, I had the Astros, and they came through with UC Kikuchi yesterday.
Yeah, my man, Kikuchi. Love him. I always bet on Kikuchi. Well, not always. Not when he was going through this little bit of lull in Toronto. Not to mention I don't bet on Toronto. So. But now that he's an Astro, I bet him all the time. This one here, I don't know. I think the Royals are fading. I really do. And I'm not a Marsh fan. So I got to go. I'm trying to find a dog here today. Maybe in the earlier games I have one. But again, minus 153. You'd have to take it on the run line. Not too excited about doing that because this is real tight. This could be a real tight game. Just for this, I'll take Houston and probably like the under at 8.5 as well here. Marsh isn't the greatest, but he's good enough to keep the score down. I'd lean the under. But I think it's gonna be a real tight game.
I also lean to the under, and I think we might even see this one go even a little bit lower than this. It was 9. There were 9s out there. We're seeing 8.5s out there right now. I don't know if the recent numbers of these pitchers maybe indicate, but you saw yesterday, like we said, in that game with Kikuchi doing a nice job. So Blanco can definitely bring it like that as well. He does have a 4.66 ERA in his last 4 starts, but has gone under in 4 of his last 5. So Astros strong under right now, 19 of their last 30 to the under. But Marsh has an ERA close to 7 in his last 3 starts and has gone over in 5 of 6. But with them on the road, questioning the offense here, you already said you like the Astros. Maybe I do too, but I'll take the under as my play here on the morning's theme. And here we have the chat going with Thomas. We'll take the under. Law Dog likes a nerfy in this one. Marsh has been bad, 8 first innings. He's allowed runs in 20 starts. And Blanco, not great either for as steady as he can be, 8 for 25. Frankie's on the over. A double said I skipped the Sox. Let me see. Did I? Maybe I. Oh, yeah, I did. Well, I originally started to prepare for the, to skip some of the bad games. So I better get it out. I better bring that one up for doubles for sure. And here, Darren under in the first 5. Doubles on the under as well. Here's Lando. He likes Royals and over. Dre's on Houston. Public Enemy on the under. Ray Otachi on the under. And Regramento will take that run line there. All right. Oh, a few more here. Nope, that's it. All right. I'll fill in the blank here. Let me make sure I get this right. Maybe I just had the times wrong here a little bit. There, I have the matchup here. I was kidding about leaving it off. We're just going to preview them all here on a Sunday with the Mets taking on the White Sox with Sean Manaea, Cy Young out there, or Steve Carlton or somebody out there, the way he's all of a sudden been hot here again for the Mets, and the pressure's on. Mets can still keep it going here. He's going up against Garrett Crochet, who probably will throw 4 scoreless innings and then blow up in the 5th. At this point, just feels like he just can't go long. Everybody's talking about when he gets yanked here at this point.
Yeah, Crochet, it is weird. Like his arm doesn't, like he can only go 4. And then, of course, the White Sox that have basically no bullpen at all. So I've been going under every single one of these, and it's been doing well for me. But I'm not so sure about that here. I'm just going to take the Mets on the run line. This White Sox team is terrible. So I haven't been putting anything on them. I haven't been backing them in any shape or form now for quite a while. I'm not going to start today with Manaea on the mound. I don't think they're going to hit too much on them. But I could see this being an absolute blowout, to tell you the honest truth.
Thomas indicated that, let me mark that down, that Houston play ended up a consensus play that you were on. So I will mark that. Let's start to get these other picks in here. And Double says he will take the Mets. I tried the White Sox yesterday on that run line. They lost it 5-3, I believe. So I'm kind of probably going to roll with Steven here, but I'll pivot to the total. You had mentioned what you thought about the total, that maybe the matchup would suggest under, but you were sort of doubting that, and I'm with you. I think this one will end up going over here. Maybe it'll be the Mets to do that damage. The Mets have been under for sure. The Mets have gone under in 14 of their last 19 on the road, but Crochet's gone over in 5 of his last 6. He's on a pitch count, obviously. They're just not saying it, but it does feel like it's about 65 pitches or so. I think everyone's kind of agreed to that, but I don't think they've said it public. They've said limiting him, I think is what they've said, but White Sox have gone under in 5 straight. I'm just going to buck the trend here and give out the over as my play at, let's see here. Frankie's on the under. Everybody's going to a lot of under support, no doubt. I'm contrarian here. Thomas on the run line. And let's see here. Mike says he's including the White Sox money line in his parlay with the Royals here. Law Dog, first 5 run line for the Mets. Bagramento says Mets run line. Mike Allison's here today. He likes the White Sox. And I think that's going to do it for this play here. Steven on the Mets run line. I'll take the over in this one. All right, here's the Athletics going up against the Rangers here in this one with Spence here for the A's, and it's going to be Pennington here, the left-hander for the Rangers. Said it's September 1st, so every team gets to add 2 players to their roster. Maybe Pennington. He's an opener here, Walter Pennington of the Rangers, and this is the rubber game of the series here. Both teams have won a game each so far.
Yeah, I'm having a tough time with this series. I haven't been nailing it very well. I'm probably going to fade the game, but I'm trying to find. I can't find it here.
Well, I could get you started here a little bit if you want.
Yeah, that's why I have no odds on. I have no odds on this game right now.
Oh, okay. They're leaving Pennington probably at this point. So, yeah, $1.25, and the total here is 9. The Rangers have won 8 of their last 12. For Spence, a 4.79 ERA in his last 5 starts. He's gone over in 10 of his last 14. But the Rangers have gone under in 11 of their last 15 games in this one. So, yeah, this is one we kind of were leaving off yesterday. These teams are pretty much done. You just making a pass on this one, Steve?
Well, if I was going to bet it at all, I would just take plus money with the Athletics for the heck of it, because neither one of these teams really are in any position to be up for this game. So I would just take the Athletics plus money, but I probably won't. The 9 seems high. I could see an under there.
Okay. And I am going to be here. Let me get a few more of the chat. I'm on the Rangers here in this one. I'll take them. A's have been great. We know that. But Rangers, again, showing a little bit of life. Too little, too late, I guess, here at this point. Doubles is on the A's. Juice might be on the A's. A's, I don't care. LOL. That's what Juice said about that game, I think. I think IDC is I don't care, at least with that's what the girlfriend says. So Begramento says Oakland run line here in this one. Mike says A's on the money line. Dre, Oakland run line here. Double says A's. He's done he says the Rangers are done. And let's see, Fernando talking about the total here. Let me make sure I got the best line up there for everyone to look at. At 9, no, it's 9. Yeah, 9 flat everywhere, no doubt about it. Public Enemy likes the over, and Justin likes the over here as well. All right, next up we're definitely into the afternoon card here with the Orioles and Eflin going up against the Rockies. And actually, I've got a correction here on this game. I believe Quantrill is maybe listed here now. Block maybe starting. I'm a little bit unclear here at this point. I haven't looked at directly at any books to see what pitcher they're listing, but I'm going to change it to Quantrill. I think at this point, maybe he's not getting an opener. If so, I think Block would be the opener. So if you're really interested in Colorado, make sure you're specifying probably action on this game. Instead of specifying a listed pitcher, because if you do like the Rockies anyway, Orioles need these games so bad. They're still probably overpriced at this point for the way they've been going, but they need this one against the Rockies for sure. After blew it yesterday, they let us down yesterday. Let's just put it that way. That's what I'm trying to get at.
If Quantrill's, I had the over, so I was good. I had the over yesterday.
Oh, okay. They let me down, brother.
Yeah. If Quantrill's in, I'm going to take Colorado. I just think Baltimore. I
definitely think we're going to see Quantrill. It's just a matter if he starts or gets an opener, I believe.
Yeah. I don't. Eflin, I don't have much faith in him this year. And I don't have much faith in the Orioles this year. I'm not laying juice with the Orioles. Forget it. I'll just take the plus money in the Rockies.
Okay. Steven on the Rockies here today, plus 1.5. And I'm going to go under. I really, I've been hitting these unders here a little bit. I know what you're saying about yesterday. And, man, I almost wanted to play this as a premium, but I've got under here for sure. I think it's even juiced to the under here now at the sharp books. Most of the books are kind of shifting to 11 under 15, so let me do so as well. The move is definitely to the under here. Not steamy or anything, but just a gradual move. and I'm going to take the
I
under. Let's
thought
see.
about it too, but they've gone over 4 of their last 5 games they played against Baltimore at home. So that was a big one for me, and I don't trust that one. So yeah.
Okay. Let me look at the chat here and see what's going on with them. And this one, maybe not too much with this matchup here with doubles. Likes the Baltimore run line. Dre likes Orioles and under. Fernando's with me on that under. Baltimore has gone under in 11 of their last 17 games overall, and the Rockies have gone under in 17 of their last 27 overall. So that's kind of what I was looking at here. And Vegramento says, time for those Baltimore bats to wake up. And Lando wants to give an in-play suggestion here, it looks like, and Public Enemy on the under as well. And Juice says, has Eflin ever pitched at Coors? I didn't break that. I should always break it down. I do know that he has a 5.27 ERA or 5.57 ERA in his career against the Rockies. So, okay, I am on here the under. Stephen will roll with the Rocks on the run. And next up is the Marlins, and they'll be starting a rookie here in McCann, going up here against, well, not a rookie in Webb, $1.65, 7.5 under 25.
That's 7. Shoot.
Let me correct it here. I might have be a little, 7.5 under is definitely the consensus price, it looks like.
Yeah, I'll take Webb first period run line. I like the way he's been pitching this year, and this is not a difficult lineup for him to get through. So
I know.
San Francisco's. I could see Miami maybe hitting after 5. They don't have the greatest bullpen in the world, so I'll just take the bullpen out of it. I think you're getting like -130, not the best price in the world, but it's I think it's pretty high probability that the Giants are ahead after 5.
Yeah, gotta see what we get out of this pitcher, McCann. Again, he's probably just an opener here at this point. Talk about bullpens, and on the Giants end, the Marlins will be using their bullpen in this game for sure. They've gone under in 11 of their last 15 on the road, but and everything would kind of point trend-wise to the under. But the widely reported steam came in on the over in this game. It also came in on the Marlins. Interestingly enough, the move has been slightly to the Marlins, but man, you look at some of these square shots. I think Bovada apparently has it well north. I have the price. I have the price wrong. Sorry, but I know Steven, and it was 265. I just didn't have the right price typed in.
Yeah.
But everybody knows they're probably talking about it in the chat there. I was just on cruise control, probably just typing in, 175 or whatever. But some of these books are actually north of close to $3 at this point. So for me, yeah.
I can understand why people go in on the Marlins. I mean, at that price.
I'm gonna go with the under. Actually, now that I see you talk, the way you kind of, I don't know if I like this game too much on the total, but the way you said it was kind of funny, and the fact that for me, when I kind of look at it right now, you were saying a little bit stunned there at 7 that it wasn't still 7, because it definitely was. There were some 7 openers. So, in fact, Bovada right now is 7 over 25. So I'm taking the under here in this one. Webb's been very, very sharp of late. 1.7 ERA in his last 6 starts, a 4-0 record. Giants 5-1 with Webb here of late. They still have dropped 6 of their last 9, but Marlins, basically playing 350 ball back in August.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get the chat in there today with this one. Thank you, chat. Fernando likes the Marlins again. Like I said, there appears to be some action here on the Marlins, certainly. And Patrick in Ottawa chiming in here today. Yeah, Patrick, they may have it as block. In fact, but we know that block is just an opener, and I've got Quantrill in there. I'm wondering if from reading what I'm reading from the Rockies that I was prepping for the show. In fact, I see some books actually have Quantrill. So we'll see. But again, I think a block, just an opener here, you're going to see Quantrill for the most part. But Patrick, we've had Patrick in Ottawa here before, and but nice to see him and say hi. Let's see here. Thomas says Giants first 5 and under here. Also Ray with the Marlins. All right, and that's it for this one. Okay, here we go. Mariners going to take on the Angels, and here come the Angels with those young pitchers here for sure. And Miller for the Mariners have been looking pretty good here of late. Mariners are going to be a road favorite, $1.68 8.5 over 20.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't see how you can't take Mariners here. I don't know much about this kid, so it's hard to.
Major League debut.
They struggle against the Angels, like 1-7 straight up in their last 8 games against the Angels, and that's the hard part here. Is I maybe would lean to the under. I would say. Yeah, I think I'll play the under in this one.
Okay, Steven taking the under here. The widely reported Steam came in on the under despite this. It's a rookie here making his major league debut. He had 135 innings pitched in Double-A ball this year, a 2.52 ERA, 9-7 record, but he makes the jump here to the major leagues. Angels here have dropped 16 of their last 21 games. Seattle 5-3 with their new manager right now. They took steam here at $1.60 or so. In fact, you're going to see maybe this one even a little bit higher. DraftKings $1.70 here right now, Steven. So
he's coming from the Double-A, from Double-A. He's making the jump from Double-A. Oh, wow, that's
good numbers. Yeah, good numbers.
Yeah. That's not my favorite game, as you can tell.
Yeah, I'm actually. Go ahead.
This lot is not my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna bang heads up with you here. I'm gonna take the over here in this one. The Steam did come in on the under. You don't see me chasing it here today. Let me update that line too here. Currently, Mariners $1.60, and the total is 9. So let me do the right thing here. You take the under, I'll take the over, but you're going to get the best price because it's definitely mostly 9s out there right now. The square books, I don't want to say it like this. I'm not calling you a square, but the square books are mostly hanging out here at 9 under, while the sharp books are at 8.5 over 20. I don't know. Maybe I'm the square here, brother. Today, let's go to the chat and see what they have. With this one, Mariners here. It feels like do or die. 4th quarter, 9th inning, last picture show for the Mariners. They gotta win right now this month and work on it. Get there. But lots of support. This is going to be a consensus play. It looks like today. Darren going to Mariners and under. Maybe Mariners team total here. Vigramento. He knows because he follows the A's, so he knows minor league. Just kidding, Vigramento. All right. We're Steven and I going heads up in this one. All right. Next up.
Well, if you're betting it, I hope you win because I'm not betting it. So.
Oh, what game do I not bet? I was so mad at myself because you know what? It was a long day of college football, and by the time I got to the last game, it was one of my favorite games. Didn't play as a premium. What was it? Oh, the Montana State Utah Tech, and I kind of maybe got my eyelids got a little heavy there watching that late game get a little bit. Fun action though, man. What a day. I wish we had football today. I'm not talking one game. I want a bunch of games. All right. here we go. The Dodgers, Robleski on the mound, the left-hander going against Brandon Pfaadt. The Diamondbacks, are they the favorite here in this one? Yeah, they are. $1.15, maybe even $1.20 here with Pfaadt. I think he got rocked last time, but go ahead, Stephen. We got the Diamondbacks here. Favored. The total is 9/20, and some of the books are starting to get up to 9.5 here in this one on some widely reported steam. Feels like the public's going to be on the over here too.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably, if I was going to play the total here, I would go the over. But I just got a feeling like that the Dodgers just own the D-backs just right now. Like, D-backs have only won 2 of the last 8 against the Dodgers at home. And I think the Dodgers are going to come back and do it again. But I could definitely see the over as well. They're both teams' bats have been hitting like crazy right now, so it's hard. Can't go under, that's for sure. Dodgers had 16 hits yesterday, and they can do that against Pfaadt. I think so. I think they can do that against Pfaadt. He's had a pretty average year, so I'm going to take the Dodgers. I'm going to take the plus money.
You mentioned hits. I just want to tell you that I don't know if you saw this stat with your Blue Jays. Yesterday was only the second time, I believe, in team history that they had the margin of hits be as large. I think it was did they have 23 hits yesterday? I think it was 23-4 in hits.
23,
I don't. Yeah,
23-4. Yeah.
That was only the second time. That's the most, I believe, the most ever in team history. Was the second time it's happened for the Blue Jays. 19 more hits than the other team. I think I got that one. I'm trying to. That one was just something I saw, on the
before
ESPN.
Before the game, Matthews had, I think, a 3.50 ERA, and now he's got a 7.41.
Okay, that gives it. You talk about this one in the run, right? And the runs that were being produced here, right, Stephen? Listen, Robleski over in 5 straight starts, Pfaadt over in 6 straight starts, and of course we know Arizona's a massive over. 25 of their last 32 to the over. And yeah, Dodgers, these games are going over. Last couple of games for the Dodgers because of their hot bats. They've won 19 of their last 26. And Arizona, as hot as they were, now all of a sudden they've lost 4 or 5, playing a tough team here. So give me the over, of course, as my play here on the morning steam. And I'm going to go over the chat here. I don't know if there'd be enough on the total, but if it is, Seattle was a consensus. Yeah, we did get it. I hope it wasn't on my suggestion, but it did feel like it was pretty heavy there. And Thomas, the scared money don't make no money. All right, here with this game gets out of hand. You said maybe it'll be an over.
I think, you're selling me more and more. I might even put a bet on the over.
Let's see here. Well, I just feel like the Dodgers will they better smoke these guys right now. Hey, look, they're in the same position. They really got to win, and the Dodgers do too. They want to secure their division title, and my Padres trying to chase them down. Just doesn't feel like we ever can get to these guys eventually. Rich does like first 5 under though here with these 2 starters. Here, doubles on the under. Okay, it's not going to be a consensus probably. Frankie over, Curtis over, but Vegramento says runs. Runs, yeah. All right. I'm going to take the over in this one. And what'd you say, Steve? Did you go Dodgers?
I'm taking Dodgers, but I'll also take the over as well.
Okay. And send me the bill if it doesn't come in. No problem. All right. We got our night game and we're done with baseball. Thank you, Stephen Duncan, for joining me here for the previews here. We got the Braves and Schwellenbach. Hey, what can you say? Been good. It looks like a good pitching matchup here on paper with Schwellenbach going up against Aaron Nola tonight on Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah, I have a premium. I already have I have a best bet on this already. You can go purchase it now on the side. So total, I could only go under with these 2 pitchers out there. I couldn't see it. I mean, there's a lot of bats here too, though, and the Braves have been hitting way better. Way better. The best they've hit all year at the right time, too. But it's an 8. Yeah.
Let me try.
I really have to look how much have they used their bullpen as of late. I should have looked at this.
Yeah, I got that for you here, sir. Atlanta, of course, had a pretty outstanding performance yesterday. Phillies ended up winning that game, right? Yeah, Philly. You and I had them yesterday. We were on the Phillies in that game against Atlanta, and so was everybody else. But it was a low-scoring game. If I'm not, man, so many football games here, but no doubt. I mean, these guys have been so hot, right? You got Schwellenbach, a 3 ERA in his last 5 starts, and of course Nola's been red hot with a 1 ERA under 1 in his pardon me, brother, in his last 3 starts. Charles Leclerc has just won the Formula One Italian Grand Prix. Well, a little bit of an upset there. So, okay, sorry about that. Just caught my eye. And again,
that's right. It was Wheeler and Fried yesterday. Fried had one of his better outings as of late, but still lost. Yeah, I can only go under with these 2 pitchers. They're both dealing pretty good right now. So
Schwellenbach under in 12 of his last 15. Nola under in 3 straight. Braves have gone under in 13 of their last 18.
There you go. There you go. Like under it is.
Okay, I'll do it too. Let's just do it. That'll be a little to wrap us up. You and I. Well, let's be on the under. You already, yeah. Well, I don't want to put it, because you said it's premium, so I'm not going to make you comment too much here. And with Phillies just a slight favorite, we're not going to even speculate what you got because this is a good matchup, an important matchup here in this series. So let's just see what the chat has. And look, I kind of like I almost like I'm under the premium, but you're on them, I'm on them. But at 8, with the way these guys are going right now, with those numbers right now, Schwellenbach not as hot as Nola, but a 3 ERA in his last 5 starts. And okay, chat, let me have it here with it was maybe Thomas going first here with the over. And here's Luis on the Braves. I think Bagramento likes runs in this game. Or maybe he was just singing the same song that I was, to the tune of the Thompson Twins' Lies, Lies, Lies. Here's Frankie with the Braves money line. Juice likes the Braves. Rich likes the Braves. Bagramento likes the Phillies. Double says go over on Sunday Night Baseball and take Schwartz to home run. Public Enemy likes the Braves. Tyrone, Atlanta, and over. Oh, no, he said, I meant Atlanta and under. Okay, he'll go under with us. Maybe he changed when he heard us here. Thanks, chat. Great job with the picks there. And I'm going to get into some WNBA, Steven, if you're if you want to hang out or.
Yeah, I could try. I got a couple. You know what? In our was looking that up on Tony's picks. Oh, it's up now. Good, because WNBA wasn't up now. So I would have had some picks in already on WNBA if I.
Okay, well, that's just one early game. I mean, there's a nice afternoon, late evening card here. So
I've been meaning to ask you. Did you watch that Alcaraz match? He lost.
Yeah.
Yep. That was crazy, man. That Van Den Busch or whatever, I know who he is. He actually has had
Botic Vanderschlepp.
Yeah, he actually has had a run or two in majors. I can't remember if it was a U.S. Open, but he was like Dominic Hasek. That's what it looked like to me. It was like Dominic Hasek back there, just freaking bing. That was. Alcaraz
that one point was incredible, for sure. The one that made the highlights, for sure.
Yeah. That's imagine if you had some on that. I definitely didn't bet that.
When I was on a live stream the other night when Joker when Djokovic got off to such a poor start, and I pounced on going against him right away. He was fading in his previous match. Remember, he kind of got lucky when his opponent retired in the final set, and it looked like Joker. Djokovic was going to end up retiring in the final, and all of a sudden his opponent retired, and that kind of helped him. So when he started looking poor against Poppy, I jumped on Poppy right away at plus $1.40, and it was almost all Poppy from that point. So great matches today.
Of course, starting to break down for Joker finally. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, well, it was funny because I think he put so much into that. Look, I know a lot of people were saying that it looked a little bit phony at the Olympics. I don't know if it was. I think that was real emotion.
No, that was not. That was not.
With Djokovic, and I think he put so much into that, and have to come out here and now play this hard court event like this in the heat. That you're right about the breaking down, but I think it also.
Emotionally too.
Yeah, with him, if he would have said, "Hey, I'm going to play the U.S. Open and kind of take it easy," he'd probably be very, very tough or whatever, in this event. But I think he put so much into that. So great matches today.
That's a really good point. I should have paid more attention to that. Actually,
I'm looking forward today to some great matches, including my man Taylor Fritz. Man, he's a 260 favorite against Casper Ruud today. Coco Gauff in action.
Ruud's really been fading though. Ruud's really been fading on a hard court.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I'll take Fritz to
250. You're gonna have to play some games there.
Straight sets.
Okay.
I'll take a straight set.
Fritzy to win in 3. Probably get a pretty good price there on that one. Another hot match today. Poppy will be in action against Tiafoe. That's almost a pick 'em there. So great matches here. And, Monday is set as well with some hot matches at Flushing. So, all right, good to talk a little. I'd talk more tennis, but we don't have that as a product on the shelf. So I don't get into much anymore. Yeah.
Off the air, maybe we can. Yeah.
It's
one of my favorite sports.
To it. And I'm showing the wrong. Atlanta. I put it up there. So what consensus was on Atlanta here today? All right. Patrick likes the over. And let's see. 209 Valley is a nerfy on the Brewers and Reds. Dangerous. Okay, I'll do a solid here. I know that 209 Valley visits us and maybe just missed that game. So let me check back. The Reds with a bullpen game, I really don't have too many stats on their pitcher. So
nerfy on that Atlanta game would probably be pretty good too.
Let me check that one out too. Myers is awful. He's 8 for 19. There. That's a terrible percentage. That's about as bad as it gets. It feels like so. And in the Atlanta game, you have Nola 6 for 27. That's a little bit average or below average actually, but Schwellenbach has been one of the best. Now he doesn't have a full complement of starts this season like some of the other pitchers, but he does have one of the best percentages for sure, allowing first inning runs in just 2 of his 15 starts. Also good numbers against the Phillies this year for Schwelly. Can I call you that, Schwelly? 2.13 ERA in 2 starts against Philly. Meanwhile, Nola, and maybe this is what we're seeing from the chat. I really didn't dig too deep into it because you gave such a good preview of the game. But Nola in 3 starts against the Braves this season, a 6.8 ERA in 3 starts. And I don't expect you to comment on it because you have a premium, so don't say anything. I'll give out the stats, brother, and let the chat's obviously made their choice be known. So both teams hot though. Braves 12-6 the last 18 games. Phillies 11-6 last 17. So we're going to be seeing these teams again down the line. All right. I'm going to skip over here. Thank you, everybody, to the chat. We're going to go over the WNBA. Steve is going to hang out here with me. I've already done my video, Steven, so I may just toss it to you if you're ready on some of this 5-game WNBA card here with important games. We're getting to that point of the season with these teams. One thing I didn't say yesterday, and we had you and George on was that unfortunately we're having this incredible WNBA season. Everyone's really loved it. And everybody's taking it really seriously, but now they're going to run up their best part of the season right up against football. So that sucks for them, but let's take a snort on my end. All right.
Because of the Olympics, though, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's true. They could have finished their season earlier if they didn't have that break.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Seattle and Connecticut. Seattle and Connecticut here in this one. Interestingly, in fact, the Storm has actually moved to a 1-point favorite. Now, we know the Storm's a pretty good team, but they've been struggling here of late. And just want to mention Alyssa Thomas here for Connecticut. This is why we're seeing the line. Not only did they play yesterday, but Stephen, Alyssa Thomas, best player, one of the best players in the league, MVP candidate, certainly questionable in this one.
Yeah, I'd like to know if she's going to be in or not.
I saw one. I'm making a joke here.
I still think this will go under at 155. I usually don't like to bet these low totals. The Sun, especially if she's not going to be in. I mean, the Sun had the best defense in the league, right? Oh, yeah. And so she's not in. Who's going to be scoring? Unless the Sun blow them out, and they're not one to do that. They're not like a firehouse offense or anything like that. I'll take the under here.
Okay, I'll agree with you. That's what I picked in my video. So it seems pretty good here. Look, I'm weighing the options here. This is an early game, so probably too late maybe for a premium actually. But I would think that the way the Storm are going right now, they've failed to cover the spread in 8 straight games. And I understand Alyssa Thomas is a great player, but this is a very, very good team. Connecticut that should be able to withstand that type of absence. The other factor, though, is that they played yesterday against the Washington Mystics. They did beat Washington. They've won 4 out of their last 5. The thing was, Mabry, who basically has, come over from Chicago and done a terrific job and give this team a little bit more depth and on the team for situations like this. So I kind of think that the Sun can still be very, very competitive in the game today, but there's no doubt the line has shifted a little bit here. I'm showing most DraftKings has Connecticut -1. BetOnline has Seattle -1, while Circa has it as a pick'em. So it's basically a toss-up. Here in this one, so I would
lean the Sun, but at home, still, even though she's out, it's still. I just like the under better. The 0-8 for Seattle here. They really just struggling to cover numbers now. Some of those were different situations here. This is a pick'em game, but Seattle did win 72-61. To stop a 6-game losing streak against Connecticut in their last meeting. Also, Seattle has clinched a playoff berth now, and they could move up a little bit here, but we're starting to see the teams. Look, there's still enough games that there's going to be some jostling, but yeah, I agree. I'm 150, 147 points right here, something like that. All right, Sky and the Lynx. Big spread here with the Lynx favored by 12. Total is currently at 157. I honestly don't have anything on this. I'll let you go with that one.
Well, when I see this one, man, I'm just so down on the Sky. I mean, they really just the sky is falling, Stephen. They've lost 5 straight right now. They're 1 game battling with Atlanta currently. It seems like Atlanta's going to pass them, quite frankly. They're just continuing to falter here. Minnesota 6-1-1 against the spread their last 8 games. Chicago just 4-11 against the spread last 15 meetings against the Lynx. Kennedy Carter, I would imagine she's still going to be questionable for this game, maybe even a game time decision, but we still see her there, right? So kind of strange, but nonetheless, we know the injuries in the league can be a little bit different for the ladies. So here, Alana Smith, also questionable for Minnesota in this one. I've just got to take Minnesota here to roll. Totally down on the Sky here at this point. They just don't play a team game, it feels like to me, in Minnesota coming off of a loss. Does feel like maybe they might be a little bit hungry here. Chicago lost at home 70-62 in the only other meeting this season. They were getting 7 points. It came very, very close to the spread. Ray says, take the sky. All right. Very interesting to note here. The timing is kind of ironic, and I'm not kidding. The last team play that just came in just seconds ago is on this game, and I'll update it right now. You see 183. I'm going to change it here to 182. The steam is coming in right now on this one. Now, there's nothing to indicate this game is going to go under unless you're the one, unless you kind of believe that the number's too high and it couldn't possibly go over. But they've already played a high-scoring game, and both these teams are kind of trending over, and this series has gone over in 5 of 6. But sharps, they just take numbers here, and the total is moving down here at this point, right this second. Oh, maybe I'm just hanging with you.
Yeah, I'm here.
You there, brother?
Yeah.
Anything? Fever here on the road, 3-point favorite with both teams on a 3-game winning streak. And what can you say? I mean, 31 points last game for Caitlin Clark. I mean, she's pretty awesome. Hey, she's the MVP of the league. I'm not talking about her being the best player or anything like that. I'm just making a statement.
Yeah. And I made a promise that after the break I'd be on the Fever quite a bit, and I'm going to stick with it. I just think the Fever are rolling right now. And the Wings, I mean, sure they've had a good little run here, but this is a different can of worms. I think the Fever's going to run over them pretty good. I'm happy to take the -3 in this game.
I will too. Look, I think this is actually the Dallas team that we were expecting to see most of the season. I think what we saw earlier was just some, and again, the season goes by so quick when you're talking about 41 games, and it can really be, just a bad streak like they were on when they had that long losing streak, put them behind here. They're just 2 back right now, are Dallas from Chicago and then Atlanta. So they still could do it, but they've got to win pretty much, they've got to win at least, maybe go the rest of the way with maybe 1 loss or 2 losses to have a chance. So this is a huge, huge game for Dallas today. And maybe that's just it. Maybe again, Dallas goes over all the time, Stephen. If you just look back their last almost 2 complete seasons, nearly 2/3 of their games go over. Also, Dallas won at home as a 4-point dog back on July 17th to the Fever, 101-93. So,
I definitely would go over here before I would even think about an under for sure.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I think the steam that's just come in here on the under are just sharps maybe taken. And again, 183 is very, very difficult to get to in this league. And these high totals, they do have a trouble getting there. They do trend under, but it just seems like, while maybe you might question the teams in those other games, it's hard to question Indiana and Dallas's chances of going over comparatively to some of the games where we've seen the totals. Never 183 this season. Don't know if this is the highest. It feels like the highest total of the season. I didn't research that. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 others. In fact, just the other day, there was a 181, I think, right? So, again, you're looking at the situation just points to this being the highest scoring game of the season. It's just a matter of, will it get there? Because a lot of those games that are 177s and things like that do end up short. They've trended under when they've tried to put a high total on it, but this one here does feel a little bit strange. Indiana's also won 7 of their last 9. They have reached the 500 mark. They are the next team to probably clinch a playoff berth. They're currently in 6th place and playing so well. Dallas 1-5 against the spread off of a spread win, and a couple plays maybe here in laying the point. I love having laying the point here. I don't know if we've ever had laying the point here, but look at his avatar there. Obviously, Got some hockey with him. Thank you, laying the point. Appreciate you stopping by. Peasy, thank you for the tennis play as well. So no plays here from the chat on the game, but I just wanted to say hi to laying the point for joining us. Thank you. All right. A couple more here if you want, Stephen, if you're interested. Got the Aces taking on the Mercury. The Aces finally covered the spread. They broke that 9-game losing streak, 9-game spread losing streak, and also covered double digits, which I keep banging on that stat of the double-digit favorites right now, up to 15-34 this season after the Aces finally covered. They only covered by a half a point, but they did cover, laying, I believe it was 11.5, and they won by 12. Maybe it was 12.5. They won by 13, whatever it was. They finally covered a big spread, and they finally covered a spread.
And just on the hook, like barely.
Just by a hook. Yeah. It was one of those where if you weren't watching the game and you were just watching the screen, there was a lot going on that night for me. So even though it was the Aces, once they kind of assumed the big lead, I was out of there. It just popped up on the screen, and I'm sure it could have gone either way. I don't even know if it came down to a last bucket. I didn't see that part of it.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying it though. I'm taking the Mercury to cover here. It feels like to me like the Aces are sort of they're in, the urgency isn't really there for me for the Aces. Mercury really need this win, and I think they're going to come out and play extremely hard and either cover. I would even put a little bit straight up on the money line here.
It's a huge game.
I could see them winning this outright.
Yeah, this one's going to go a long way here for Phoenix if they can get this win, because basically they're tied with Indiana at this point, and you're going to have the battle there between Chicago, Atlanta, and maybe Dallas if they could just get it going. Unfortunately for the Mercury, they're still missing Rebecca Allen for a couple of weeks here, but that's all baked in the cake, and Osborne will be out here as well. The other thing is we saw Jackie Young miss the last game for the Aces, but I don't think it was an injury. She was a late scratch in that game, which also threw a big damper in the hopes of those people who actually did lay the points with the Aces, but they still got it done. She was a late scratch with rest, and that is always frustrating for bettors, right? It's one thing if they get scratched and they had an injury, but you would think rest, you could get a better of a heads up here from the teams. So anyways, Aces here, up to 4.5 at a lot of spots. I'm showing DraftKings at 5.
I got 4.5. Well, I'll go to DraftKings and nab that 5.
Yeah, and the total here at all the way up to 171. Go check out my video and see what's going on here in this one. I'll say it right now. I gave up the under, and that's what I'll do. I'll give out the under here in this one, Stephen. I already gave it out as my play, but now I'm even getting a better price. So it would have been a premium if it was 171 last night when I was going over my picks. And let me update that here. There you go. All right, big one here, Atlanta. They're in 9th. They are trying to chase down Chicago. Like I said, they're 1 game back currently, so all these games are important. They are favored against the Sparks. Now, the Sparks did just upset the Liberty. Could say that they're playing better and maybe that they're, have a chance here as a home dog. Could be that the Liberty just a little bit complacent with their position. They look kind of almost locked in. I don't know if they're going to be able to get to the, they almost look locked in at their spot here, right? A little bit. So it just feels to me like maybe that was the dead spot to lose to LA. Plus they were on the road trip, a long road trip where they were playing multiple games. So maybe that also played into it. Tina Charles is going to be out, I believe, for the for the Dream in this one.
Yeah, I think after that big Sparks win, it was a pretty emotional win for them. Not that they've had too much of that this year, but I often see it doesn't matter what sport when there's a big upset like that, they quite often lose their next game. It happens quite a bit. And Dream really need this a lot more. So I would probably lean with them. I wish I could get them on the money line on mine, but can they cover? They should be able to cover, I think.
Yeah, I didn't mean to move the spread on you there, but definitely 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah, there's some 4s out there too. In fact, just a 4 minus 05 at Bovada.
I think they should probably cover here. A total, I don't really have a play on the total.
Yeah, I took Atlanta last night. I'll roll with Atlanta with you here and lay the 4 or 4.5 here in this one. Total's been moving up now, 164, 164.5. The total's moving up here as we speak at every book. I don't know that haven't chimed in with any steam just yet, but this total is moving higher right now. Atlanta's 25. There it is. There it is right there. Yep. Atlanta here 25-11 last 36 games against the spread against the Sparks, and 16-5 against the spread last 21 meetings here in LA. So this has always been a good trip for this Atlanta franchise. Atlanta lost at Las Vegas on Friday, but they are 6-2-1 against the spread their last 9 games on the road. Atlanta won 87-74 back on June 16th at home, and then it was 92-81 back on May 15th here in LA. So, all right, gang, thank you so much. Thank you, Stephen, also for that. And that's going to do it for us here on the Morning Steam. Please join us tomorrow for more Morning Steam here on Monday. We've got one more football game this week. We're not ready to close the doors just yet. Boston College and Florida State, our game tomorrow. So we got a little more football after tonight's game. Stephen, did you handicap? I was already well into the show. Did you do anything or wanted to talk about this game at all?
Which ones?
Oh, I'm sorry. On the screen, LSU and USC, the big football game tonight here in Las Vegas, just a couple miles from me.
I am college football for me is not. I had 2 yesterday. I had 2 yesterday, and I missed them both. Oh. And I think this year I'm going to fade it a little bit. I have to admit, there's much better college football cappers than me, so I might as well give it to them. Sometimes you got to know your place.
Well, this is your
growing up in Canada, it wasn't like the big thing for us for college football for a long time. I didn't start getting it. I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I watch it. I didn't start getting into it about 10 years ago though. So it's been, and I didn't start betting it till about 4 years ago. So I kind of just leave it to more expert people than me when it comes to college football. I'll stick with my tennis. Tennis is where I make tons off of tennis. So, yeah.
I'm ready to go right now here and ready to get this first match underway with Badosa. And you see some pics there in the chat from Peasy, great tennis handicapper Jay Peasy, who also wrote the theme song to the Morning Steam. So thank you, Peasy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's the one. That's him. That is him singing the rap. And, everyone else, Peasy has those songs at several other channels. Some of them, they've already, done away with it. I'm never getting rid of that song, Peasy. All right, Stephen, this is your chance. There it is, your best bet today. You can tout it up here at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm showing it on the screen currently.
Yep. Yeah, it's in the Atlanta-Philadelphia game. I'm really confident in it. It's on the side. I've got 2 other premiums. I'm just going to put 2 NWA in and be watching, because throughout the day I put 3 bet packages out there, and of course you got to get your 3-day package, man. That's the best way to go. Well, 1 month or futures. We don't really talk about it too much, but those 3-day packages, they're really. If you were following me for the last 3 days, you'd be glad you did. That's for sure. So, and all the cappers out there, really recommend you get the better value in those 3-day packages. And like I said, I'll say it every time. You get You got about maybe another week. I don't know how long I'm going to put it out for, honestly, a week to 2 weeks before my hockey pack. $250 for a whole season of hockey from, an expert hockey capper. I've been playing hockey since I was 3. I didn't learn how to really walk until I was 2. I was late learning how to walk, and a year later I was skating.
Who are those 2 great players there on that? And he says, he's holding this baby, and he says, "Oh, he's not into hockey, huh?" And he says, "Oh, you don't have him skating yet?" He says, "He's only 2." And he says, "Well, hockey's not for everybody."
yeah, that's right. We Canadian, a lot of us Canadians were skating very young. I was like I said, it took me. I wasn't too interested in the walking, but as soon as I saw skating, I was like, I want to do that. So I've been skating since I was 3 years old. I played at a high level. I've studied the game inside and out. I've coached. I've did everything you could possibly imagine when it comes to hockey. I live, eat, and breathe it. I love all the sports, but hockey's my game. And for $250, man, you're missing out if you don't take it, because it's going to be going up much higher than that. So you can get in there, grab that package for a whole year, and we can have some fun and make some money together with some hockey.
It's Stamkos and Hedman.
Stamkos and Hedman? Oh, yeah.
An insurance commercial, and he's holding his son, and he says, "Oh, you don't have him on skates yet?" And he says, "Well, he's only 2 months old." And he says, "Well, hockey's not for everybody."
Yeah.
All right, gang. Thanks so much to everyone in the chat. We'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steve. For Steve and Duncan, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us. So long from Las Vegas.
Can it be showing up with Tony T? Yes, Ramon SEO to the double TV funnel in these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning team is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game. It's sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.